I mean,
the commercial that appeals to 75
at this
to 80%.
juncture, like, I don't know what policies that Mamdani is pushing that you wouldn't necessarily see with like a Tim Walz.
Bill Maher is saying typical Bill Maher things and going after Zoran Mamdani, as so many in the establishment are, even people in his own political party. Sam Seder broke all this down on the Majority Report. We're going to take a look at clips from the Majority Report as well as clips from Bill Maher's Club Random show. I have my thoughts to share about this as well. Let's get into it together.
Bill Maher is still doing, he's still doing his show, right? That show still happens.
I heard the Club Random was winding down, but you still got the basement, I guess.
Here's the Club Random. And I got to say, Bill Maher, kudos to him, because whatever supplements he's taking, really, he looks younger. Like the color is coming back into his hair. It's really, he's keeping good care of himself.
98 all over again.
And here is Bill Maher talking about Zoran Mamdani.
It is a walking commercial for the Republican Party nationally.
The Republicans are going to...
When you let the Democrats, socialists, and now they're actually calling themselves socialists, when you let them take over a major American city, this is what you get. The state-run grocery stores, which work so well in Cuba and the Soviet Union and Venezuela, just bad ideas.
Guys, I'm off the grid for August, but Bill Maher is getting close. I don't know if he'll get there, but he's getting closer to the promised land. Maybe, Bill, come on.
New York is New York. It's definitely it's the media capital, the financial capital. It is a bellwether like no other city is in this country. So don't tell me that who the mayor of New York is doesn't matter.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second. Do you think, let's say,
I agree with Bill Maher here that the mayor of New York City is important. It's a very important city in the country of the United States. Now, can everything be replicated in every city? New York? No, New York City is very unique. It's a lot more diverse.
A lot more diverse than Beverly Hills.
Apparently it is, yes. We also know that in places like Kansas, you can find state-run grocery stores. And even in Live Free or Die, New Hampshire, right, is all state-run liquor stores.
In Minnesota, too, look up municipal liquor stores. There's like hundreds of them, and they all have like 4.7 out of 5 ratings on Google.
Sam Seder and Matt Leck here are correct about, and it's a great point that they bring up with the liquor stores. You have 17 states in the United States that the government controls the liquor store from one degree to another. In some states, the government essentially oversees everything and they allow private businesses to have the liquor stores. But in states like Pennsylvania, they are government owned and operated. So if you go and buy liquor, in Pennsylvania, you are going into a state-run, government-controlled, government-operated, government-employed liquor store. And you don't hear Republicans talking about socialism with that. You don't hear any of these Republicans or establishment Democrat types like Bill Maher going on their shows and complaining about the socialist liquor stores.
And these 5 grocery stores that Mamdani is going to do.
And it just says in neighborhoods that don't have grocery stores, because the people who would start a business to do them haven't done it in these neighborhoods.
The idea that Republicans are going to run against city-run grocery stores is fantastic. Now, I hope he can get them up and running by the election, because if he can, it's going to be a selling point. We're going to start to see these all around the country. I know Worcester was already looking into this. Go ahead.
Advocate for a second. Do you think, let's say, on the seize the means of production, do you think that the mayor, that one person, if he is a democratic socialist, do you think that he would have the power and influence to be able to usher in Socialism?
He definitely has the power and influence to elect J.D. Vance or whoever is the Republican candidate next time. It is a walking commercial for the Republican Party
I think
nationally.
the Republicans are going to.
When you let the Democrats, socialists, and now they're actually calling themselves socialists, when you let them take over a major American city, this is what you get. The state-run grocery stores, which work so well in Cuba and the Soviet Union and Venezuela. Just bad
I'll tell you
ideas.
something. Actually, the grocery stores work fine. The problem was, of course, the boycotts and the blockades, so that they couldn't get food in there. Now, if New Jersey or Connecticut attempts to blockade food stuff like on 95 or via
Mamdani takes over New York, we're going to turn it into Cuba.
And again, this ugly streak, ugly streak of anti-Semitism.
Who's the most popular politician on the left?
AOC? I don't know.
One of, but who's Bernie? Bernie is Bernie.
Yeah.
Bernie is. I mean, he's not a capitalist. You know.
No, he's not, and he's also not president.
He's not. But
never would be.
But neither is Mamdani.
No, but he will, trust me, he will be featured in the campaign commercials.
They're going to feature people. They boogeyman everybody.
Yeah, but you don't have to boogeyman him. He does it to himself.
But they'll do it regardless. Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, but
they
I don't want to cast aspersions, but I think there's some better arguments that could be made in that context. One does not have to be defensive about Zoran Mamdani.
Or minimize him as he's not that big of a deal. Like, the Democrats should be so lucky.
Exactly. I mean,
the commercial that appeals to 75
at this
to 80%.
juncture, like, I don't know what policies that Mamdani is pushing that you wouldn't necessarily see with like a Tim Walz in a purplish state with a blue hue.
Every attack is a campaign ad for Mamdani. Every single one of them.
It'll be an easy commercial for them. Yeah, like he appeals to 75% of people under 40. So yeah, okay, I hope it's a commercial. Also, Oregon, didn't know this. The liquor stores are run by state-appointed agents who act as independent contractors.
So Bill Maher brings up with Brian Tyler Cohen there that Bernie isn't president and he would never be president. Yeah, he will never be president, and he was never able to become president because of Democratic establishment type people like Bill Maher and his own, well, I mean, it technically wasn't his party because Bernie is an independent, but Bernie ran as a Democrat for president. But the Democratic Party establishment put their thumb on the scale to keep Bernie from getting the nomination. It wasn't that Bernie wasn't popular. It's that you have a Democratic Party who does not want somebody like Bernie to become president. So that's the thing that we're going to see. You know, there are these articles coming out about maybe AOC being the Democratic Party nominee and that Mamdani and other people like him are the future of the party. I think they are the future of the party in terms of the base of the party. They are not the future of the party in terms of the establishment. The establishment is going to fight with everything they have to keep from having anybody like AOC or Mamdani get anywhere close to the presidency. I really think at this point that the Democrats are perfectly content to just be an opposition party, a resistance party, where they can say, oh, we can't really do anything because we're fighting against fascism. So sorry, we'd love to do Medicare for all and strengthen Social Security and all of that, but we can't because we have to fight against fascism. I think that's the game plan of the establishment. You had Bernie in 2020 who was doing well, he was popular, and they put their thumb on the scale to keep Bernie out of the White House. And they're going to do the same thing with anyone else who's remotely progressive. Because unfortunately, there are more Kyrsten Sinema, Joe Manchin types in the Democratic Party. I'm talking about the politicians themselves, the people in Congress, than there are AOCs and Bernies and Mamdanis. And Bill Maher brings up the thing to Brian Tyler Cohen of the anti-Semitism. Mamdani comes out in a debate and says, when asked about what country he's going to visit first, and the other people on the stage fall all over themselves to say Israel, and Mamdani says, I'm going to be the mayor of New York City. So I'm going to be representing the people of New York City. And I'm paraphrasing here, but not the people of Israel, which is the perfect answer. And that's what the people, the actual voters, want to hear. But people like Bill Maher and people like Nancy Pelosi and people like Chuck Schumer, they don't want to hear that. So this is the battle that we're going to be in over the next few years. The Republican Party is their base, and the base is the Republican Party. The Democratic Party does everything to fight against their base because they don't want to do any of the things that the base wants. But let me know what you think about all this. Do you agree with Sam Seder and the Majority Report's assessment of what Bill Maher is saying here? The ridiculousness of the quote-unquote government grocery stores? Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with Sam Seder? Do you agree with Bill Maher? I'm Chris on Culture, and I will see you in the next video.